The Palworld Tide of Terraria update is here, and I'm Zekter, and I'm going to tell you about all the cool new things that were added. Timestamps below. Level cap has been raised from level 60 to 65, which brings new technology to unlock. The beauty of the Second Amendment is that it is always expanding, and this update brings us 5 new guns, being the Boost Gun, which buffs your pal's attack and defense when shot at them, does normal damage to enemies. Then the Mega Boost Gun, which is just an improved version. Then we have an energy shotgun, the overheat rifle, and the charge rifle. We have 2 other weapons being added, them being the PAL recovery grenades, which are throwable splash potions to heal your pals in combat, and not really a weapon, but we have an ultra grappling gun now. There are new accessory slots you can craft with ancient technology points, such as the enhanced hip lantern, being able to toggle the light on and off, and then the triple air dash boots. There are more accessories like the new whistles that can be found off of pals and in chests. Equipping them gives elemental damage bonuses to your combat pals. Fishing has been added to the game, and the first fishing rod is unlocked at level 15, the second at level 29, and then the third at level 45. You're also able to make bait to increase the odds. Starting at level 22, you have the high quality bait. At level 38, you have the deluxe bait. And level 52 gets you the alluring bait. More on fishing later, let's cover the new base tech. The new futuristic building pieces. Get your tech on, baby. This base needs a makeover. The new advanced civilization workshop and assembly line to make some of the new items. The fishing pond and large fishing pond, so you can pleasure yourself with fish at the comfort of your own base. The Palbox control device, which allows you to set up a point at your base to access the Palbox without being near the original, ideal for multi-story bases and raids. A large incubator, which can hatch 10 eggs at once. This one doesn't run on electricity like the level 60 one, but has less incubation speed. The Hexalite quartz mine, thank God, this was such a bottleneck. A Japanese-style hot spring, which recovers your pal's sanity. 6 different structure sets based on the first 6 factions. Nice flags. And finally, the PAL surgery table. This evil device lets you chop your pal's nuts off. You're able to switch the gender back and forth with a new item that you can get. I'm sure Twitter will take this well. For a game all about animal abuse, you might as well butcher their genitals. I mean, I did it in Ark all the time with mods, but at least now I can have my tiny goth femboy. It also allows you to switch your pal's passive so you don't have to breed as much anymore. There are 3 new island types that are scattered around the outskirts of the map, which are glaciers, located on the north and south parts of the map, shipwreck booty islands, which are in the east and west. Then you have some beautiful oasis islands that hug the southeast part of the map. These islands might be small, but they are packed with rich oil and new pals, which will make for fantastic base locations. Let's talk fishing, anglers. All over the map, you will find new fishing spots. They will look like black outlines of fish in the water, so take the best fishing rod you can craft and cast your line. You'll play one of the hardest fishing mini games I have ever played. I'm bad at it. Shut up! When you beat it though, you'll get a pal as if you caught it with a pal sphere. You will need one of the baits in order to fish, so make sure you bring some. Every once in a while, you will see glowing fish of many colors. They can be either rare pals, pals with good passives, or alphas. The next big part about fishing is all about ocean trash. You ever watch those magnet fishing videos on YouTube? Well, that's what we're doing. You'll need to craft the new fishing magnets and ride a water pal. When you get close, you'll be able to collect the trash, which is the only way to get the new ore needed for crafting high-tier gear, like the new guns. The biggest part of this update is, of course, the Terraria Collab. And the new Terraria dungeon is on the island south of the volcano. It looks like any other boss entrance. Once inside, you'll enter the world of Terraria. And for shits and giggles, all the Terraria mobs like bats, slimes, and eyes are tameable, each coming with their own partner skills and work suit abilities. This dungeon is the only way to get all the new Terraria items, which drop as schematics in chests, and hollowed ingots can be mined or found in chests and pots. There is a new raid boss, which is the Moon Lord. Here's my live reaction to figuring that out from the trailer last week. The Moon Lord? In order to summon the Moon Lord, you need to get the schematic for his sigil from the Terraria dungeon, craft it, and bring it to a summoning altar. Much like his fight in Terraria, you need to shoot his eyes, then attack his heart. He drops some good loot, but sadly, no egg. So no baby Moonlord for us. The boss is also only level 50, making him easier than Xenolord, so non-hardcore players can enjoy the fight without too much setup. Now on to the pals. There are 15 brand new pals in the game. Them and the locations are as followed. Herbal, the diabetic sugar glider, I didn't do it, you can't prove it, can be found on these 3 tropical islands. Ice Cold Bitch, another witch, Iceline is located on the South Glacier. Peek at your cock, Frost Plume is chilling out at the South Glacier as well. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is located on these 2 tropical islands. Land Before Time, Braloa, can be found at the tropical island south of the volcano. This thing looks more retarded than me, but Munchill is derping around either in Grimace Paradise while fishing, up in the northmost glacier, or nearby Lily's Tower. Almost feel it's real. Polyup can be found in the North Glacier, near Lily's Tower, or fishing in Grimace Paradise. Blue Shell incoming. Turticle can be fished up all over the map or on the shores of the East Shipwreck Island. Little Jelly Roll Gelroy can be found on the West Shipwreck Island, or can be fished up all over the beginning islands at night. Jelly Fleshlight Jelliot can be found fishing all over the beginning islands during the day, or chilling in the South Glacier. Hentai Hannah Gloopy is tanning at the East Shipwreck, or can be fished at night around the volcano in Sakurajima. Dino Nuggy Finsider is located at the tropical island near the level 55 oil rig, or can be fished up near the top desert. Gangrene the Deep Sea Nightmare Gangler can be found on the West Shipwreck Island, or at night fishing in Sakurajima. The 2009's called they want their narwhals back. Walaska can be fished up around Grimace Paradise, as well as the North Glacier. To be noted, he can also spawn as a roaming boss up in the north. He's really hard to miss, but he's up there. And finally, King Neptune is our new legendary pal that can be found as a roaming boss in the North Glacier at the top of the map. On to the variants. There are 12 new variants. Them and their locations are as followed. One Fat Firefuck, Fuck Ignis, can be found at these regions in the south part of the volcano. Penzukin, Pengullet Lux, can be found in the North Desert, fished up at night, or on the West Shipwreck. Pirate Software, Pen King Lux, can be fished up at Sakurajima, the West Shipwreck, or at the North Sanctuary. Killer Splatoon Kid, Killamari Primo, can be fished up around the volcano. Ocean Bubblebee, Celeray Lux, can be fished up in the north part of the map between the main island and the ice mountain, or in these 2 tropical islands. The Golden Turd, Dumud Guild, can be fished up in these 2 tropical islands, at the North Wildlife Preserve, or in the desert. Holy Ice Kringle, Azarobe Christ can be fished up at either the level 60 oil rig, Grimace Paradise, the North Glacier, or near Lillian's Tower. Bucky's fentanyl-addicted cousin, Crojiro Noct, can be fished up all around Sakurajima. Hard Hats On, Turticle Terra can be fished up in the North Desert or on 2 of the tropical islands. Spicy Dino Nuggy, Finsider Ignis can be fished up all over Faybreak or the West Shipwreck Island. Almost Deadly Sushi, Gangler Ignis can be fished up all over Faybreak, level 60 oil rig, or at the West Wildlife Preserve. And finally, we got a Fire Ice type before Pokemon. Walaska Ignis can be fished up on Faybreak Island, the level 60 oil rig, or the West Wildlife Sanctuary, only during the day. He also spawns as a roaming boss all the way out in the west part of the map. You might miss him, but he's out there. Moving on to skins, there are new ones for existing pals thanks to the popularity poll a few months ago. We have Royal Crown Chillet, Cyberware Jetrigan, and the King of the Desert Anubis. They took his poncho away. His titties are hanging out. I'm sure the furries will love this one. There are new passive skills in the game. I was able to find 2 new ones. We have Ace Swimmer, which increases a pal's swim speed, and then Lunker, which raises ice, water, and defense by 20%. There are quite a few new mechanics to go over, starting with the new mission system. You will be able to take quests from NPCs around the map for XP and rewards, Which brings us to the new settlements. All the settlements around the map have been lived up. You can see pals working with humans, and it's just a vibe. The world feels so much less lonely. I mean, I am going to enslave them all, but it's nice that they have hope for now. Back on the quest topic, your favorite goth girl Zoe, the first tower boss, can be recruitable by completing her missions and will come hang out with you and go on adventures, and she's located in the desolate church nearby her boss tower. There are new enemy bases scattered around the map. They spawn similar to the older camps. They are a bit tougher, but have more loot and the ability to drop a treasure map. Clicking on a treasure map will put a marker on your map. Follow it and dig up some sweet loot. The arena is finally useful for single player. You'll be able to compete in tournaments against NPCs and gain rank. For multiplayer, there is now a spectator mode to watch your friends fight, and you can also set rules like banning certain pals. There's also a pal box at the entrance for easy team swapping. Battling in the arena will grant you arena tickets, which let you exchange them for various items. And the last new mechanic is the new pal trust system. The more you use your pals, the more your bond grows, which increases their stats and loyalty. I might need to clean up my old mining base. Them bitches are starving. Also in the patch notes, Bucky mentions that the weaker a pal's original stats are, the higher the adjustment will be. So you don't have to breed for perfect stats if you don't want to, which is a nice option. There are a few new base changes, and some of these were much needed. You can now use bulk storage, allowing you to conveniently sort all materials in any chest around your base at the click of a button, and blacklist things you don't want removed. I've been complaining about base organization on livestream constantly, which you should watch. They happen on YouTube and Twitch Friday and Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central. And now that my shameless plug is done, let's move on to the Party Pal presets. You can register and swap pal teams at the push of a button. Need a team for resource gathering and another for mining? Well, now you can swap between them with ease. And finally, the most important mechanic, you can now sleep with your pals. Whoever thought of this as a certified freak that knows their fan base. I will fuck this spider and get all up in the spadussy. Sadly, it's just sleeping, no sex update yet, but we're still waiting. Bucky. That's all for the main parts of the update, but there are a few other and smaller changes, like Palworld is now supported in 6 new languages, such as Spanish, Latin American, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Turkish, Polish, and Thai. Pals now have swimming animations so they can follow you everywhere. Pal skill cooldowns will tick down even when not summoned, allowing you to hot swap pals for maximum damage. There are pockets of air around the map which give you increased jump to get to some high to reach places. The speed and stamina of certain mountable pals have been adjusted, and making some pals faster, like my Tarantras. 3 of the raid bosses have been nerfed on normal difficulty, the 3 being Axel, Marcus, and Victor. Apparently this change is because of the pal condenser being for endgame rather than mid-game. That's what Bucky said in the patch notes anyway. Some active skills power has been increased, like Pal Blast. All neutral enemies have a green HP bar, and aggressive or hostile enemies will have red. There are new patterns and dungeons to add a bit more variety for your material and chest runs. New gameplay settings like equipment durability have been added, allowing you to raise or lower default equipment durability. And finally, there are new achievements across all platforms. I just got my blue ribbon again. Why do you do this to me, Bucky? That's all for this update. There are a few other bug fixes and smaller changes in the patch notes linked below. Remember to subscribe because my new Palworld animation is almost ready. Or watch the last one if you haven't seen it. Or don't. I'm not your fucking mom. Unless you want me to be.